Be nice.
Mr. Q, I thought. If this is wrong, Mr. Q, I'm gonna pin it on you. Whoa. What did you do? You told me how to find it. It's 2 times x minus 2 and 2 times x plus 4. Yes, exactly. It is. And I'm still right either way. No. I said you have to find all the sides. I didn't say what's the answer. You didn't say find all the sides. You find 2 sides. You don't find all the sides. No, you said find all the sides. You have to say you find 2 sides. You find 2 sides.
All right, here we go.
Oh my god.
Let me go changing y to 0. So this is 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 equal to 0. Term goes here. So factors of 9 are 1 times 9, 3 times 3. So therefore it has to be 1 and 9. This tells me that one of them is a negative. So this tells the sign of the biggest number. So the negative 1 is 9. So the mistakes on the part A. Look up. Some of you, when you multiply this times this, you brought down only the x squared. No, you need to also bring down the 3 together. So the entire term comes down again. The last term, negative 3, equal to 0. The middle term, instead of writing negative x minus 3 and all that equal to 0. So far, so good? From there, ZPP, zero product property, equals negative roots. Let's graph. So here, I hope by now we can identify the y-intercept. Yes? And the y-intercept is our constant, or the number without any variable multiplying it. So that is negative 3, which is right here. And that's the... Bam. Pretty good, right? And do we know how to check it? Yes, right? All right. I'm not going to check it. You guys can do that. Let's move on. Number 2. For number 2, like I said, by now, we've been seeing addition and since we were in elementary. So by now, therefore, this is, 12a. Negative 5a over 6a squared. No, I can simplify. Negative 5 over 6 denominator. Hands if you got that by yourself. Okay? You need to know this because this is coming up on a lesson that's coming up for a different method of solving quadratic equations. We're almost there. We're almost there. Let's look at number 3. Find the perimeter. So, before I move on through this part, so before, talk it over with your neighbor, let them know how do we find the perimeter of any figure.
You add all the sides. Yeah. Yeah. So it's 2 plus 2. Anyway, it's 2 sides. 2 length times 2 width. Wait, hold on. You're not doing wrong. It's gonna be the Oscars all over again. Yes. Why do you want to work on this?
All right. So, what was your discussion, Lydia? Have to add what? All sides. So any figure, you need to add all sides, but not the sides inside, the ones outside. Okay? So, with that said, let's go back to this one. In order to add all sides, how many sides do we have here? 4. So this is side plus side plus side plus side. Now, why didn't I just multiply times 4? Because this is not a square. It's a what? Rectangle. So let's see. That's 2x. Negative 2. So now I have this one. So let's see. Now I need to get this one right here. X times x gives me x squared. Is that correct? Therefore, x times what gives me 4x? 4. So now since I have this side, what does this side measure? X plus 4. So what does this side measure? X minus 2. So therefore, let's write this. Perimeter is x minus 2. How many times am I going to rise? All right. Combine like terms, yes? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4x. Combine like terms, negative 2 and negative 2. That's negative 4 plus 4. What is that? 0 pair. And we're left with 4. So far, so good? Yes. Hands if you got that by yourself. Okay. We're almost there, right? What's missing? Tell your neighbor on this one.
Oh, units.
Units. That is correct.
So I'm right, Mr. Q?
Both of you are.
Yeah.
And everybody, don't yell, but say hi to Gio and Casey. They're on Cassie. My bad.
Oh.
Cassandra.
Gio, why'd you leave me here with Hannah?
They can hear you.
Oh, thanks.
Say hi. Hi, guys. All right, let's continue. So we got number. Doesn't matter what that is, and they have to give us a measure, right? So let's see. It says, suppose a pharmacist wants to get 30 grams of an ointment that they're talking about, zinc oxide. So I write that in here, zinc oxide. You just choose which one you want to eliminate, yada, 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 and so on and so forth. We good? All right. Hands if you got all 4 of them by yourself. 3 of them by yourself. Okay, I'll stop right there. All right, get a blank sheet of paper, please, and title it Quadratic Formula, the Quadratic Formula. And our objective for today, can you read that for us, Caleb, please?
I can solve and graph quadratic equations using quadratic formula.
On 3, 1, 2, 3, I can solve and graph quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula. So today we're moving on, and we're still solving quadratic equations, but now we're going to use a different method. The method is using the quadratic formula. So in your Fourier model, I want you to write quadratic equation, and I want you to fill out your Fourier model without looking at your notes by yourself. Let's see how you do. Quadratic equations. Give me a definition. One example, one non-example, a couple of hashtags, maybe 3. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let's see if you got something like this. Quadratic equations, 2 variable equations, and the highest degree 2. Something like that?
Yes.
Examples? Non-examples? Hashtags? Just wrote a couple. Or it'll be another one that we can add to that. Huh? Not necessarily. It could be in any quadratic equations. Will be one more. Hashtag. Matthew. Well, let's see. Highest degree 2, okay. 2 variable equations, okay. Yeah, go. Yeah, go. What?
What's that?
I said copy the steps.
Should I just write down stall?
Yeah, that's what I said. We good? All right, turn your paper. Oh, before we need to use the quadratic formula. On the Q column, on the Q side, I want you to write the quadratic formula. Minus B C over all this over, starting from the negative side, 2a. That's it. Okay. That's a good idea. Everybody say thank you, Jocelyn. Yay. so, by the way, so once again, to solve a quadratic equation, we need to find what? The x values. Is that correct? So that's why here it says x equals, because that's how we're going to find our x. So our quadratic formula reads like this. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Question, yes?
Mr. Q.
At the end. Let's just, I know, I understand. Yes, question.
I forget the question.
Okay, the quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
A, Mr. Q.
I know, Gio, that you get it, but we need to learn this. He wrote a question, we get it, really. Quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Quadratic formula is
X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Thank you. Yes, Caleb.
What does close minus mean?
Remember? Oh, good question. X equals minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
I'm asking, like, how would you do, like,
We're going to show that right now. Okay, so any questions with this? We got it? All right. Should I randomize it so I can call on people?
yes.
Bring your paper over, please.
I did. The Samsung phones burn out when you charge them too much. She's been
Plus minus square root. Okay, b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Thank you. Mr. Q. Okay. Thank you. Bye. Emily? One more or are we good? One more? Okay. Here we go. Francesca, not here? Axel, pick someone. Ethan. Quadratic formula is?
X equals negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a.
Bam. All right, let's move on. Thank you. In the back of that paper, I want you to copy.
The back of my page doesn't work.
Oh, okay, then use the other back of the page.
You're the new page, Matt.
It says, solve by factoring and using the quadratic formula. Example Q, y equals negative 3x squared minus 9x minus 6. So if I was to ask you to solve this by factoring, we already know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
We did it with a warm-up, so you already know the process. So right now I'm going to go over the process of using the quadratic formula. Okay? As we go through this example, we're going to be writing the steps down. You already know the steps. Tell your neighbor the first step.
Standard form.
Write that down. Standard form. Tell your neighbor step 2.
X, turning the y into 0.
Make y equal to 0. So I'm going to do step 2. Negative 0 equals negative 3x squared minus 9x minus 6. For step 3, I'm going to elaborate a little bit on this one. Standard form equation looks like this. Look up. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Does everybody see? Alright, so check this out. I'm going to use that step. So to identify a, b, and c, I'm going to write this right underneath my standard form equation. So here it goes. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And the reason I write it right underneath because it's easy to identify now my a, b, and c. Is that correct? So what is a, everyone?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. What is b?
Negative 9.
Negative 9. And what is c?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. All right. Step 4. Here we go. Matthew, can you give me the quadratic formula without looking at your notes? Quadratic formula without looking at your notes.
X equals.
Everyone, x equals minus b plus minus. What did I just do?
Oh, you stuck quadratic.
You what? What did I just do?
You wrote the.
Wrote or write. Write what, everyone?
The quadratic formula.
The QF. I'm going to simplify there, all right? Let's go to step 5. X equals minus parentheses plus minus square. Substitute. That is correct.
9.
Negative 9, Mr. Q. All right, good. Negative 9 goes there, and negative 9 goes there. What is C?
Negative 6.
Negative 6 goes at the end. Negative 6. All right. Step 6. I'm going to go over step 6. Here. Look at what I'm. Positive 9 plus minus square root. What is negative 9 squared? 81. What is negative 4 times negative 3? 12 times negative 6?
72.
Negative 72. 9. And all that over negative 6. X equals 9 plus. What is square root of 9?
3.
Plus minus 3 over negative 6. All right. All this process up to here. We're not done yet. Pay attention, please. Here it goes. X sub 1, X sub 2. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it, and then you're going to tell me the name of that step. Here it goes. All right, here it goes. X sub 1. I'm going to get it from here. 9 plus 3 over negative 6. What is 9 plus 3? 12 over negative 6. What is 12 divided by negative 6? Negative 2. Okay. So if that is x sub 1, take for x sub 2. 9 minus 3 over negative 6. Therefore, what is 9 minus 3? 6 over negative 6. What is that? Negative. What is the name of step number 7? Tell your neighbor. What did we just do? Solve for x. That is correct. Solve for x. Let's see so far. Yes?
I don't get at like when it was x equals, it was like x equals -9. How did that just on the step below that? How did it just turn into a regular 9?
What is negative times the negative?
Yeah, but why was there two negatives?
Okay, it was negative b, right? Okay, you're not paying attention. Negative b, which means the negative's already there. What is b? So negative 9's there. So what is negative times the negative? Positive, yeah. Bless you, but I am going to ask you to graph. So here we go. Tell your neighbor the y-intercept for this one, please.
-6.
It's -6.
Negative 6 is, that means that is correct. So, which, if you see your graph is looking weird like that, then go back and see what is the leading coefficient here. Negative, which tells us that the parabola is going to be what? Upside down. So we're going from left to right. From left to right, go through there, and one time through there, and there you go. Show me with your fingers how comfortable you are with using the quadratic formula. Got some 5s, 3s, 4s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. That sounds like phone numbers from movies, right? 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, go. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I can't hear the question, Livia. Go. Yeah.
How did you get square root of 9 on the right?
What is 81 minus 72? 9. Yeah. Yeah.
So when would you use the quadratic formula?
Okay, so the question was, why would you use the quadratic formula? Well, check this out.
No, when?
Oh, when?
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So what's another way of trying to find the quadratic formula?
Quadratic formula will simplify this.
It might help you get to the decimals or
But
yeah.
it's not going to be a whole number.
No.
Will there ever be a time when you can't divide it evenly? Or will,
There might be. Yeah. Okay, guys, really quick. Before you go. So step 1 is standard form, right? So what if you got one like this tonight? X squared plus 6 equals negative 5x. What is the first thing to do? Add 5x, set in standard form, and you know what to do from there, right? Always, huh?
So we have to use quadratic formula.
Yes, tonight's quadratic formula.
Why are you pressing the button?
Those of you live, have a good